Talk about how I'm going to use this new training manual to actually train my new jewelers. So if you have a new jeweler, what I recommend you do is print this all out for her and give this to her. It's not very expensive. As I said in the how I put this together video, Walmart is cheapest for the folders. It's just a 2-pocket folder. Make sure you get them with the prongs in the middle and dividers, and then a couple of sheet protectors too. So I'm going to give this to my new jewelers when they sign up and have them bring it to our when we get together. Because I try with new jewelers to get together with them about once a week. Not they live far away, that's not going to happen, but we can at least talk about it over the phone. But I'm going to give this to her and tell her, we can go through this as quickly or as slowly as you want. Because, some girls are platters and they're going to read the whole thing cover to cover and have checked off as much as they can as fast as they can. Some girls are going to read the first page and go, I'm good for a while. So, I want to work at their pace, but at least now I'm giving them everything they need. So when we get together or talk on the phone, they can bring this back. It has a checklist for each section, and I want them to check it off. So then we know what we've done and what we still need to do. So I'm going to break this video session into 5 sessions, and I'm just going to go through each one by one. So the first one is you're getting started. So when I meet with her, I'm going to go through this tic-tac-toe with her. And I hopefully you have this in front of you so you can see what I'm doing. But the tic-tac-toe I'm offering, again, this is from me. So if you're wanting to use this tic-tac-toe, know that you need to be willing to pay these prizes. But I'm offering her a $10 Premier incentive gift card for each tic-tac-toe up to 3. And then $50 in free jewelry if she blacks out the whole thing. And I'm giving her 4 months to do this. It probably won't take most people that long. Actually, you have to attend 3 Sparkle Sister training nights, so it'll take at least 3 months. So I am giving her those prizes because she's going to want the display stuff. If she didn't get the $7.95 kit, the giveaways, the Diva dollars, all that stuff from Premier Incentives that we want. So I think that will be motivating. So I'm going to go through the tic-tac-toe with her. So the first square is get 3 events on your calendar before your launch party. We want her to start working on her calendar immediately, because it's that whole thing of when we have a launch party and they're super excited and we help them get shows, but then nobody books for 2 weeks. So you kind of have your grand opening and then nobody comes in your shop for 2 weeks. So I want to encourage her to get some shows lined up the week and the 2 weeks after, within the first 2 weeks of her launch party. So if she does that, she can mark that off. The second one, watch at least 6 training videos. So I'm going to get her connected to Premier's website, to the training website that Premier offers, to our Sparkle Sister website, YouTube. There's tons of training out there. So I just want her watching 6 videos, and I'm going to tell her, let me know which ones you watched. Let me know what your takeaways were. I want to know. The third thing is to complete the following. So she's got to do the checking account, the personal website, the ProPay, the renewal fund, get her business cards, set up her Rory book, and set up 5 hostess packets. So the checking account, the personal website, ProPay, that's all self-explanatory. The renewal fund. Now I know Premier does not have a renewal fund anymore, but I want her to get into the habit of starting to save for her renewal immediately. So I'm going to talk to her about putting aside $10 from every event in a jar, in a separate account, something where she is already planning to renew. So I'm going to talk to her about that. Business cards, obviously Vistaprint is the cheapest on that. A Rory book. I'm going to show her mine, because I have a fabulous new sparkly one from Rory. Tell her she can get it from Staples, and explain the importance of putting her surveys in here, starting from day 1. If we can establish some good habits from the beginning, that would be amazing. And then, of course, putting 5 hostess packets together, because we're anticipating her doing quick starts. So she should really do 6 hostess packets, but 5 is good enough. The next row is to earn Quick Start 6. The middle one is to complete this new Jeweler University. So she basically has 4 months to complete this whole book, and then she gets the middle square to mark off. The next one over says get 3 friends and you to hear about Premier. I want her on those Facebook Lives or the BizOp calls. I want her hearing how I share it so that she can learn how to share it. So I don't care if those 3 people, it's her mom, her aunt, and her sister. I just want 3 people that she can then practice with do the follow-up with, send them the survey, that whole thing. So that's on there. The bottom left corner is to set up a Facebook business page and a VIP group. Again, this is why I'm giving them 4 months, because I don't want to overwhelm her. So that's not the top of my list, but that's on the list somewhere. The bottom middle is to attend 3 Sparkle Sister training nights. We want them to get involved. We want them to meet people. So that is why that's there. And then the bottom right is to hold your launch and practice party. So we know the practice party is to get girls there that aren't able to come to the launch party. So that's the tic-tac-toe. Behind there is my 72-hour glam plan. So I'm going through this the first time I meet with her. And the 72-hour glam plan is something she can start immediately. So number 1, set the date. Set the date for your kickoff show. Set the date for your practice show. Number 2, make a list for your kickoff event. We want them to invite, it says 40 to 60, but really on a Facebook event, I want it to be 40 people. I don't want her to invite everybody that she knows on Facebook. You're going to talk to her about the Frank method, inviting friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and anything to do with kids. Number 3 is to get the word out. I'll tell her, I'm going to text you some fun texts that you can forward to your friends. If she does the Evite or the Facebook event, I'm going to be posting in there. The more she can comment and engage with her friends, tag her friends, the better participation we can get, the better her show. Number 5 is to find a hostess. Ask 4 to 6 of your friends to have a show for you to get you started. And I'll say, who can you think of that might have a show with you? And I will write their names on the sheet. So the next time we get together, I can refer back to this and go, okay, what did Mary say? What did Cindy say? And I can go down that list. Number 6 is to get educated, to start watching the videos on my website, the Sparkle Academy, or Premier's website. So that's kind of the preview. And then I go into Class 101. And this is where I have the checklist. And I'm going to tell her again, you can do this as quickly or as slow as you want. And I'm not going to read everything word for word because you can read this, but the first one, focus on your launch event and bookings. Second one is your new jewelry and supplies. She's going to get a gift card from Premier. She's going to have no idea how to spend that. So I put in here a recommended list of jewelry samples and business essential ideas and Premier incentives if she can spend the money to do that. So that's just a guideline, and if that works for you, use it. If not, you can put your own recommendations in there. The third thing is Premier's website. She needs to get familiar with that, how to look up orders, how to research items, how to do a replacement exchange, how to find all that stuff. So I usually tell new jewelers, just start clicking on everything. Just become familiar with the whole website. Then we have Premier's training modules. Go to premierdesigns.training.com and create a login. Start watching the videos and get up to speed on your personal website and selling online. Keep in mind that most of these girls have never had their own business. This is a business. We have to teach them how to run a business. Then we have the Sparkle Academy. It tells the password. Go on there and start watching those videos. A little bit about the service store, setting up a checking account, a calendar. I always tell them that I go through my calendar and I highlight the days I want shows because that helps me fill those specific dates. Credit card services, the ProPay, explain to her about the rebate. The $600 in sales, they will rebate you back the $41.95 if you do that in your first 90 days. The rebate form is in here. Hood House software, I feel her out to see what her plans are with this business. If she just is kind of dipping her toes into it and selling online, she does not need Hood House. But if she is intentionally trying to make an income, whether it's really, I think kind of the in my mind, the line is 3 events a month. If you are wanting to do at least 3 events a month, you need Hood House. That's going to keep you organized. So Hood House, the Show Closer app, that's a great one. If you have an iPhone, that's kind of that'll hold you over until you can get Hood House. And for $5, that's worth it. Mandy Mannequin, if she wants one, that's where she can get it. Organization, talking to her a little bit about saving your receipts, developing a system from the beginning. Our Facebook group, to get involved with that, that's a great place to get your questions answered. Call your mom. We want to hear from our girls. We have to tell them Otherwise, they think we're just so busy. So tell them to call your mom after every event. Get in the habit. And then our training dates, it nearly makes me cry when someone schedules a show the night of training. So make sure she has those events on her calendar first. Ordering business cards and reading It's a Premier Life, setting up your own personal website, and subscribing to the Premier Designs YouTube channel. So behind that checklist, again, I have the sample suggestions, the business recommendations, and the ProPay form. So that whole meeting would probably take, I'm going to guess, about 30 to 45 minutes. And I want to cover this part and then send her on her way. Unless she's a super platter, I'm not going to go beyond that. I'm going to do this probably about 2 to 3 weeks before her launch party, if possible. And then I'll say, let me know, how it goes, and then we'll get together next time and go through the ready to launch part of the manual. So hope that helps.